When you make a valid application to the EU settlement scheme, a certificate of application, also known as a CoA, is issued immediately. It provides temporary protection of your rights whilst your application is being decided. When is a CoA issued? A CoA is issued to anyone who has made a valid application to the EU settlement scheme. People who have a CoA will have a pending application to the EU settlement scheme or will be awaiting the outcome of an appeal. Who can apply to the EUSS? You can apply if you are an EU or EEA, EFTA citizen, or a family member of one. You or your family member need to have been living in the UK before 31 December 2020 to apply. You may still apply after the 30 June 2021 deadline if you have reasonable grounds for missing the deadline, or if you're joining a family member who was living in the UK before 31 December 2020. To apply, you will need proof of identity such as a passport or national ID card and proof of residence in the UK before the deadline. For joining family members, you will be asked for proof of residence for the family member who was resident in the UK before the deadline. You will also need to submit a digital photo of your face and your national insurance number, if available. In some cases, you might be required to provide additional biometric data, or you may be required to book an appointment at a biometric enrolment centre. What happens next? Once you have submitted a valid application, the UK Home Office will review all the evidence and either grant you pre-settled status, if you have lived in the UK for less than 5 years, or settled status, if you have lived in the UK for 5 years or more. What if my application was refused? In some cases, your application may be refused, or a decision may be delayed if there is a lack of evidence to determine your immigration status. If your application is refused, you have the right to appeal through an independent tribunal. You used to be able to request an administrative review if you thought there had been an administrative error, but this route of appeal is no longer available. However, some people are still waiting on the outcome of their administrative review on their application. Your rights are protected whilst awaiting the outcome of any appeal or administrative review. What rights are protected? While your application is pending, a CoA can be used to evidence your right to work, travel, rent, or access benefits or certain services in the UK. Can I travel on my CoA? While a CoA grants temporary protection of your rights, it does not confirm nor conclude your immigration status. This can make it difficult to travel. We are aware some citizens with CoAs are experiencing problems when speaking to carriers and presenting at the border. However, the IMA's position is that citizens who hold a valid CoA have the right to leave and re-enter the UK. Some citizens may need to show further documentation in addition to their CoA at the UK border. If you choose to travel whilst your application is pending, including any application undergoing an appeal or an administrative review, it is recommended that you travel with evidence of residence before and since 31 December 2020, or a valid family permit. Evidence of residence could include a dated and addressed council tax bill or employer pension contributions. For a full list of the documents that qualify as evidence of residence, visit the link on screen or in the description. This evidence, alongside your CoA, is to be used in case you are stopped at the UK border. The IMA has written to the UK government to express serious concerns about the difficulties faced by those travelling with a pending application. However, we would still like to hear from anyone who has experienced difficulties. You can submit your experience to us via our dedicated travel inbox, or you can submit a formal complaint to the IMA via our complaints portal.